It is 10 after. Okay, it's 10 after, actually 12 after. So we'll just get started, and as people come in, we'll go from there. So thanks for coming along, everybody. Welcome to the June 2023 Greater Philadelphia Mac Admins virtual meetup on Zoom. Good to see everybody. Thank you for stopping by and chatting with us. So the agenda, as per usual, we will have macOS 13 updates and 12 updates. And since this is our little bit late, but we're still doing still the first one after WWDC announcements. We'll go over some of that, what we can, because obviously NDAs, we don't want to get anybody in trouble. Some items of interest, conferences, and then of course our open discussion, which everybody enjoys. We'll turn off the recording for that. So if you are watching this at a later time, I apologize for that. Next time, come aboard and talk with us. Oh, what's new? Well, since we've been gone, macOS 13.4 and 13.41 have been released. So a couple of updates in this. Apple ID is now required for beta testing. So RIP seedutil. So if you haven't seen this yet, you now have to sign in. If you sign into an Apple ID, you have to have access to the developer seed or the Apple seed or the public beta, I should say, to install betas into your onto your machine, and seedutil will no longer be allowed to be, or no longer work. Sad face. I do like the wording here. Probably fixes more software update bugs. Yes, it does. It also adds some. If you've been following along in the Slack, 13.41 was released last week to patch some 0 days. So if you're not patching, you should patch. But it also added a little bit of a bug. If you have a software update deferral in place on any of your machines, 13.41 on Apple Silicon may fail to install with an error of, I think it's something, the build is incompatible with this Mac. I'm not sure what caused it. I think there was some explanation in Slack, and if we find it, maybe we can post a link. But essentially, if you remove your software update deferrals, not set it to 0, you have to remove it. It will install 13.41 on your Apple Silicon device. That's a fun one, right? And as per usual, we have our release notes and enterprise release notes links in the presentation. macOS Monterey 12.6.6 and 12.6.7. 6.7 was released also to patch those same 0 days in 13.4.1. And this is Monterey, so it is bug and security fixes only. There's some release notes for everybody to take a look at. Yes. Now, WWDC information, or at least announcements. macOS 14 was announced. Hooray! With the name Sonoma. I don't know if anybody put any money down on naming. I did not. I was still hoping for Mammoth. Not going to happen, but Sonoma's good. We'll do it. So a couple of things we can talk about that are public. The return of widgets. Widgets are back. I mean, they never technically went away, right? They've always been in the sidebar, but now you can drag them and put them in your desktop. So macOS Vista is coming to your town. There's a lot of video call enhancements and a lot of screen sharing enhancements, which should be interesting. There's all new APIs for sharing your screen and your apps through the various telecommunication applications. So should be very exciting. But if you are running the beta, you probably have started seeing a whole bunch of pop-ups about API messages. So won't dive too much into that again, NDAs. Lots of Safari and passkey improvements. So definitely security improvements. And surprisingly, better gaming support. This was really interesting because there was something about emulated DirectX 12 or something. I can't recall what it was, but it seemed that people have been able to run Windows like some newish Windows games or in macOS. So it was kind of interesting to see that. So again, don't want to get too much into it in a public forum since we don't want to get in trouble from the grapefruit company. So, but definitely check out some of the links or some of the stories that are out there. And if you're reading this, as always, please test. If you manage a fleet of Mac, you should have been testing Sonoma 3 weeks ago when it was announced. Install from day one and test. We'll talk a little bit more about this in the open discussion. There's some things in there that I have found, but I'm sure that everybody here has probably found something interesting too that they want to discuss and we should share about. And if you are not, or if you are on the Slack, you should join the channel that, if you don't know about it, reach out to one of us. I'm sure you can get that information. iOS 17, iPadOS 17, watchOS 10, and tvOS 17. Whew, it's a mouthful. So a couple of public features, right? Fancier caller ID. Yeah, it kind of looks neat. I'm not gonna lie, I like how it looks. I've not installed but public beta on my phone yet. I've installed iPadOS 17 on a work device to test it, but so far so good. But yeah, I haven't seen this yet, but maybe I'll give it a try. I do like this option. You can actually screen your calls during voicemail, and it will gives you the video voicemails, and you can pick up the phone during a voicemail if you want to, which kind of neat. You can screen those calls like you used to back in the day when you're listening to the answer machine. So nice little feature that they're bringing back into the 21st century. AirDrop contacts. Thank you. Thank goodness. This is a good thing. And as it says, Hey Siri is dead. I don't know if it's actually dead or if it's changed, but we're going to say that Hey Siri. Nobody's device is going off. Oh, my phone did. There it goes. Is going to probably you're going to be able to just say Siri, or I think there's another wake word that you can use for it. But either way, that is going to be changed. And one other thing I actually want to mention because it excited me was I believe there's a AirDrop will continue AirDrop over the internet too. So if you're trying to AirDrop something to somebody, and you walk away, it will continue to send it to somebody if you're sending it and you go away from said person. So it's kind of neat. All right. This was kind of big news. Apple Silicon Mac Pro finally released, right? It looks nearly identical to the Mac Pro from 2019, right? But with this, finally, the Apple Silicon transition is complete. It's been, was it 2 years, 3 years? Show of hands, I don't know. But the transition, every Mac is now Apple Silicon. There are no more Intel Macs. Goodbye Intel. I'm not going to say long live Intel, but the Apple Silicon transition is complete, and we did receive some new Mac Studio models. But I don't know. I've never worked on a Mac Pro. I don't know a lot of people that have worked on them, but the hardware seems extremely impressive, and I'm excited to see what type of professional grade stuff can run on this thing. And of course, the giant announcement that everybody was kind of waiting for. This was Tim's very first one more thing, right? So it finally happened. The joke is gone now. Apple Vision Pro. Apple's long rumored VR AR headset was finally announced. I think there's a link in here, no wireless, less space than a Nomad. So I didn't write this slide. And Mike, I think you wrote this. Can you explain that a little bit? Less space and is that another VR device?
No, it's a reference back to the first iPod. There was a Slashdot post where one of the Slashdot editors wrote that as their initial impressions of the first iPod.
Got it. Okay. So I'm sure this link will.
It goes to the Slashdot post, which is somehow still up.
Thank you. It's because Slashdot never dies. So yeah, there you go. And then there's the price, $34.99, shipping in 2024. I'd be anxious to hear how what people think about this. I don't know if we should do that here or if we should take that into the open discussion, because I'm sure there's going to be some hot topics on it. But to be honest, $34.99 does not seem insanely outlandish for what it does and for the tech that's in it. It is not just another VR type of thing. This is AR. This is kind of the real deal. What people were hoping for with certain things that came out that I won't name. But we'll see. I mean, the word pro is in there for a reason, right? So the price is going to reflect that, and hopefully this is the start of good things to come. Some items of interest. All right. Netflix released Escrow Buddy, a nice little FOSS tool for, I believe this is escrowing and retrieving file vault keys. Monkey Report 5.8.0 is out. It supports PHP 8 and Python 3, so kind of a big update there. Per Greg at MDO, Monkey is now an independent project. Mike, do you want to elaborate a little bit more on that?
Sure. I didn't see Greg actually post it anywhere, but he announced during the conference that Monkey is no longer, I guess, under control by Walt Disney Animation, or it's not owned by Walt Disney anymore. It's its own independent thing. He's looking to solicit people to help maintain the project, that if he gets hit by the lottery bus, that Monkey will continue. Whether or not that means moving it under the Mac Admins Foundation or not, the Mac Admins open source, I'm sorry, that he's open to ideas as to how to proceed, but that is a thing now.
I mean, Monkey's just a behemoth of a project, right? And it's got a huge base of users, so it's kind of complicated.
I think the only person who truly understands everything is Greg. So
that's not surprising.
No, not at all. And he does an excellent job, but I think we all agree that for people that use Monkey, it would be good to have more maintainers, just so that the project can live on in case he comes to Philly and gets hit by a SEPTA bus or something.
It's the lottery, we'll say. Yeah, no,
yes,
and that's
hit by the
understandable.
lottery, as Joel said.
Right. I will say, maybe I don't know if you have a link or anything to, if somebody's willing to take on a task or something, maybe we could post it with the notes. But it is a good idea to get more people to work on this project, since again, it is such a behemoth of a project. It has such a huge user base. You don't want to lose that lot of knowledge if Greg decides to step back or, whatever. And I added a little bit of here, the macOS Security Compliance Project. We have officially released new releases for Big Sur, Monterey, and Ventura. And with Ventura, we added CMMC level 1 and 2 and CNSSI. I can't remember the numbers after the end of it because government numbering is stupid. But CMMC levels 1 and 2 is the one that I put in there. Yay! So I've officially, it's been merged into the branches for each one. And so come and check it out. Come on. Keynote. There we go. Conferences. We got a lot of these. Objective by the C 5.0. The slides and videos are available online. Mac DevOps YBR 2023. The videos will be up soon. That just finished, I believe. Coming up, PSU Mac Admins 2023. When this was written, fewer than 20 spots left. I don't know if that's true now. It might be less, but it is coming up in 2 or 3 weeks. So if you haven't done it yet, get your tickets. Jamf Nation User Conference 2023 is due up in September. So if you want to join up in JNUC in Austin. Mac System in 2023 is coming up in October. We've got a lot of conferences coming up all. And then, of course, Objective by the Sea 6.0 in wonderful Spain is going to be in October as well. So if you have a chance to go to any of these, enjoy. Several of the Philly Mac Admins group will be at PSU. I'm sure there will be some people at JNUC, Mac System, and I don't know about anybody at Objective by the Sea, but if they are, we'll find out. And as promised, we're at our open discussion. So we went about, 14 minutes it took for this, and now we will do our open discussion. During this time, recording will be off. So if you are watching this later, I apologize that you missed our live recording, but we will stop recording and do our open discussion so we can talk about all that funness that we might not be able to talk about publicly. So
see you at Penn State, maybe.
See you at yes. Actually, if you are coming to Penn State and you are watching this, come by, look for the Philly Mac Admins group. We'll probably have stickers.
Yep.
If you are interested in security, the macOS Security Compliance Project workshop. Actually, no, let me, 1 second. I'm going to stop sharing so we can get a video. There we go. The macOS Security Compliance Project has a full day workshop on the first day. It'll be myself, Alan Goldbig, and Dan Berjeski doing a full day of macOS security compliance stuff. And should be a good time, hopefully. We'll see. And yeah, should be. If I'm sure there's and again, a show of hands on the call, since now we are recording the screen. Who will be going to PSU? Woo. Good hands. And I'm sure there's other people raising their hands that are not on video right there. There you go. Look at that.
Figured
Cool.
it out.
All right. So, oh wait, it does the whole Zoom does the whole like lower hand thing. Okay, that's weird. All right. Well, we're gonna turn off the recording, and hopefully we'll.
Oh, hey,
see
hey,
you at
John.
the conference. Oh,
One more thing. We might, I guess, if we're staying on the cadence of every other month for in-person meetups, but we're skipping July, would that mean we would maybe do an in-person one in September? Like do another virtual one in August and then an in-person in September?
if we stick with the normal cadence, yeah, I guess July we're probably skipping because PSU. So my guess is we'll figure it out, but yeah, we'll probably end up doing our next in person will probably be August. Or well, no, it will probably be September, right? Because our in person will be July technically. So yeah, so look for another announcement for a virtual meeting, possibly in August.
See you then.
Let's stop recording.